Hello fellow gardeners and welcome back to the Humus Heritage. If you've been following along on our journey to build healthier, more abundant gardens, today's topic is going to absolutely revolutionize the way you think about soil fertility and plant vitality. I'm thrilled to share something that's been quietly growing in gardens for millennia, yet somehow remains one of the most underutilized treasures in modern gardening. Let's dive into the remarkable world of amaranth and discover why this ancient grain might just be the missing piece in your garden puzzle. The amaranth advantage. Why you've been missing out. For years, gardeners have been chasing the latest trends, investing in expensive amendments, and following conventional wisdom that often leads to marginal improvements at best. Meanwhile, amaranth has been standing in the shadows, waiting to be rediscovered. This incredible plant was once revered by the Aztecs, who called it huautli and considered it as important as corn and beans in their agricultural system. They understood something we're only now beginning to reappreciate. Amaranth isn't just food, it's a complete garden ecosystem in a single plant. What makes amaranth truly extraordinary is its nutritional density that, translates directly into soil and plant health. This ancient grain contains more protein than wheat, is loaded with lysine, which is an amino acid most grains lack, and honestly, it boasts exceptional levels of calcium, iron, magnesium, and phosphorus. But here's where it gets exciting for gardeners. These same nutrients that make amaranth a superfood for humans actually make it an exceptional dynamic accumulator for your soil. When you grow amaranth in your garden, you're not just cultivating a crop, you're installing a living nutrient pump that works tirelessly to improve every single square inch of your growing space. The reason conventional gardening advice overlooks amaranth is, well, pretty simple. It doesn't fit into the neat categories that modern agriculture prefers. It's not purely a grain, not purely a green, and not purely a cover crop, yet it excels at all three roles, honestly, at the same time. This versatility has made it difficult to market commercially, but for home gardeners willing to think beyond traditional boundaries, amaranth represents an opportunity to create truly regenerative growing systems that actually improve year after year. The science behind amaranth's soil-enriching capabilities is nothing short of fascinating. This plant develops an extensive, aggressive root system that can penetrate up to 6 feet deep in just a few months of growth. As these roots push through compacted layers, they're actively mining nutrients that conventional shallow-rooted crops can never access. Phosphorus, potassium, calcium, and trace minerals that have leached below the topsoil are drawn back up and concentrated in amaranth's tissues. When you eventually cut down amaranth plants and let them decompose, or when their leaves naturally drop, all those deep nutrients become available to your other crops in the upper soil layers where they're most needed. Beyond nutrient cycling, amaranth transforms soil structure in ways that, honestly, few other plants can match. Those deep roots create channels that improve drainage in heavy clay while, at the same time, increasing water retention in sandy soils. When the roots eventually decompose, they leave behind organic matter deep in the soil profile, creating a sponge-like structure that holds moisture during dry periods and prevents waterlogging during heavy rains. The rapid growth cycle of amaranth gives it another superpower. Yeah, it acts as a living mulch that outcompetes weeds while protecting soil from erosion and temperature extremes. Once established, amaranth creates a dense canopy that shades out opportunistic weeds, pretty much eliminating hours of backbreaking labor. The broad leaves capture and filter rainfall, preventing soil compaction from heavy drops, while the plant's biomass moderates soil temperature swings. In companion planting arrangements, amaranth serves as a nurse crop for slower-growing vegetables, providing shelter from intense sun and wind, while creating a microclimate that encourages beneficial insects and soil organisms to thrive. Growing amaranth for maximum garden impact. Getting started with amaranth is refreshingly straightforward, which makes it perfect for gardeners at any experience level. You can direct seed amaranth once soil temperatures consistently reach 60 degrees Fahrenheit, typically in late spring. Simply scatter seeds on prepared soil and barely cover them with a 1/4 inch of fine compost or soil. Within 5 to 7 days, you'll see germination, and within 3 weeks, your amaranth will be visibly outpacing most other garden plants. For earlier starts, you can begin seeds indoors 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost date, though amaranth's enthusiastic growth means direct seeding is usually more practical. Spacing depends entirely on your goals. If you're growing amaranth primarily for grain production and maximum biomass to enrich soil, space plants 12 to 18 inches apart in rows 2 to 3 feet wide. This allows each plant to develop into a substantial specimen that can reach 6 to 8 feet tall with impressive seed heads. For continuous leaf harvest as a nutritious green, you'll want to plant more densely at about 6 to 8 inches apart. This encourages tender leaf production and allows for that cut-and-come-again harvesting all through the season. Some gardeners even interplant both types, creating a diverse amaranth ecosystem that, serves multiple purposes at the same time. Different amaranth varieties, well, they offer distinct advantages for improving your garden. Tall grain varieties like Hopi Red Dye and Golden Giant produce massive amounts of biomass and seed, making them just ideal for spots you want to rehabilitate, or for, creating compost material. Leaf varieties, such as Red Garnet and Green Callaloo, stay more compact and produce those tender spinach-like leaves continuously if you harvest them regularly. These shorter varieties work wonderfully as understory plants beneath taller crops or as living mulch around established perennials. The real beauty of amaranth is its adaptability, so even if you end up choosing the wrong variety for your initial purpose, the plant will still, honestly, deliver substantial benefits to your garden ecosystem. Beyond the garden, amaranth offers so many uses. Harvesting amaranth leaves for fresh eating is honestly one of the most immediately rewarding aspects of growing this plant. Young leaves, picked when they're about 4 to 6 inches long, have this mild, slightly sweet flavor that's kind of reminiscent of spinach, but with a more robust texture that actually holds up really well in cooking. Simply cut the top 4 to 6 inches of growing tips, and the plant will branch out and, produce even more harvest points. These greens are just exceptional sautéed with garlic, tossed into soups and stews, or even used fresh in salads when they're very young. The nutritional density means that even a small harvest provides significant vitamins and minerals, making amaranth greens a really valuable addition to your seasonal diet. Collecting amaranth seeds is equally straightforward and, honestly, incredibly satisfying. As seed heads mature in late summer and early autumn, they'll change from those vibrant colors to tan or brown and begin to feel dry and papery. Just cut entire seed heads and hang them upside down in paper bags or over tarps in a dry, well-ventilated area. After a week or two of drying, you can thresh the seeds by rubbing the seed heads between your hands or beating them gently against the inside of a bucket. Winnowing away the chaff is as simple as pouring seeds between containers outdoors on a breezy day. Store seeds in airtight containers, and you'll have enough for next year's planting with plenty left over for cooking or feeding to chickens if you keep them. The versatility of amaranth extends well beyond fresh greens and seeds. Spent amaranth plants make exceptional compost material because they break down quickly while contributing high levels of nitrogen and minerals. Chopped amaranth stalks can be used as mulch around perennials or work directly into beds as a green manure before winter. Some gardeners create amaranth tea by soaking chopped leaves and stems in water for several days, then using the nutrient-rich liquid as a fertilizer for heavy-feeding crops. This closed-loop approach exemplifies regenerative gardening at its finest. The same plant that enriched your soil continues providing benefits even after harvest. Transform your garden today. Amaranth represents everything we value here at the Humus Heritage. Simple solutions that work with nature rather than against it, ancient wisdom applied to modern challenges, and plants that give far more than they take. By integrating amaranth into your garden, You're not just growing another crop, you're installing a living system that builds soil, suppresses weeds, provides nutritious food, and creates habitat for beneficial organisms. The best part? Once you start, Amaranth's self-seeding nature means it becomes a permanent, low-maintenance part of your garden's ecosystem, improving conditions year after year with minimal input from you. If you found this guide valuable and you're ready to experience the Amaranth advantage in your own garden, I'd love to hear about your journey. Drop a comment below sharing your experiences, questions, or favorite ways to use Amaranth. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the Humus Heritage for more transformative gardening wisdom that connects us to the soil and to generations of growers who came before us. Hit that share button and spread the word to fellow gardeners who are ready to stop struggling and start thriving. Together, we're building a community of gardeners who understand that the best solutions are often the oldest ones, patiently waiting to be rediscovered. Happy growing, friends!